Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone.
Hello, everyone. I am Sophia Melonē, the Debt Demolisher, here to bring you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you manage your financial baggage the right way. I'm super excited to be before you guys for yet another live stream night on the Debt Demolisher TV, where we are covering our 23rd day of us going through the book Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols in honor of Women's History Month, as well as in honor of Lisa Nichols Marriage Month. So for tonight's live stream is also going to be an audio only live stream for today. So I want to invite you guys into the room and hope that you'll be willing to just kind of listen into our conversations on tonight and be willing to do some of the work that's associated with what we need to be able to reflect on and what we need to be able to consider ourselves moving into when it comes to the space of abundance. Let me go ahead and pop out the chat so that way we can see who is in the room, who's in the building, so that I can greet my people. That's one of the things that I always love to do, to be able to say hello to the fam and acknowledge each and every one of you. So let's see who we have. We have Acacia is in the building saying greetings, DDTV family. Hey, Acacia. Go, Acacia. Hey, Acacia. Go, Acacia. Let's go. 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 Super excited that you are here in the room, Acacia. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being the Debt Demolisher TV moderator. Coach Root is also in the building saying hello, everyone. Hey, Coach Root, so good to see you. Welcome on into this room. We are counting down to your good old birthday. Got a couple more days until it is your day, so I'm continuing to celebrate you as we move and journey along closer to Friday, which is Coach Root's birthday. Let's go. Lisa H is in the building saying hello, Sophia, and ladies, hello, Lisa H. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room, Queen Lisa. So glad that you are here. Lisa Smiles is also in the building saying, hey, DDTV family. Hey, Lisa, so good to see you. Welcome all into this room. Smiles Tribe, stand up. Let's go. Q Scott is in the building saying hi, ladies. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go. So glad that you guys are here. Sherry is also in the building saying happy hump day, everyone. Happy hump day to you, Sherry. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that each and every one of you guys are here on tonight. Super excited. We got Tracy Ann in the building all the way from the west side. Tracy Ann is saying, hey, everybody, west side in the building. Let's go, Tracy Ann. Super excited that you are here all the way from the West Coast. You and Coach Root. Tracy Ann says that we are doing audio today. Cute photo. So thank you so much, Tracy Ann. Yes, we are doing audio only today. I am a little, I don't want to speak it, but I'm not 100% today, but we're just going to keep on pushing and keep on moving. So I just want to thank you guys so much for being here on tonight. We're going to keep this conversation clean, swift, and to the point, simply because I do have to go back and finish working. I ain't even going to lie to y'all. It's been a day. So as soon as this live stream is over, I got to go back and finish working. But I'm super excited that y'all are here. Q Scott also says that she loves it. Thank you so much. I wanted to make sure that I added like some background to let people know that this is going to be, audio only in case folks hop into the room and they're hearing me talk, but they're not seeing my mouth move. So I said this time I'll make sure that I put in some script on the screen so that you guys can see it. But how do you guys feel about today's reading? This was powerful, the introduction of the beginning pages where we talked about like affirmations and how they should be designed and the power of the word I am. She gave some great examples. And when I'm saying she, I'm talking about Lisa Nichols, who we see right here on the screen. We're reading through Abundance now. And I love the fact that she shared what an affirmation should look like versus what it shouldn't. And I know that sometimes when we are creating affirmations, we could use the terminology of, oh, I want this, or I want to be able to do this, or I want this, or I want that, instead of embodying the I am feature of it, because this kind of taps into helping you stir up your belief when you use words like I am instead of I want, I wish, I wish. How about we turn those wishes and those wants into command statements for our inner mind and for our inner energy? So I love the fact that she gave some great examples in how to use the money blueprints, like the observations and the revelations that we had as a result of the money blueprint, how we can change those conversations around. You know, I was sharing with you guys yesterday as I was reading through some of the list of what Lisa Nichols had inside of page 218 to 219. And she was talking about culture, economic, gender, geographic, and spiritual categories or influences around money. And one of them that I definitely agreed with was that no one I knew owned a business. And growing up, we didn't see that too much because everybody worked. Everybody had a job. Everybody had a job. And with that, the affirmation that she created to kind of affirm or to kind of reframe that whole truth from those prior cultural experiences is that I am confidently and joyfully running a $7 million business selling organic, custom formulated cosmetics through dozens of retail outlets. Now, how powerful is that? That is really powerful. That's just getting me excited just hearing and listening to it, especially thinking about those who sell, you know, products or cosmetics. And we know that the beauty industry is a huge industry because we know that, especially us as women, we like to keep ourselves up. That's why, like Lisa Smile says, she was so grateful about her clients keeping her inside of their budget despite the pandemic. You know, that's one thing that we as women, we always want to be able to feel good. We want to be able to look good. And some people are like, I don't care what's going on. I got to have my hair done. I got to have my nails done. I got to have this. I got to have that. And so we know that the beauty industry is a major industry across the board. So cosmetics and all of that. So that was powerful to be able to see that affirmation. And even when I think about some of the affirmations that I wrote for myself in the past, I'm trying to think, I don't even have it in front of me, but I have like this whole thing. I have a value statement that I've written out. I have affirmations that I've designed. And I shared a glimpse of it with you all when I shared with you all my mantra. So it was like a 10-minute video, but I didn't share with y'all the whole video. I just let y'all hear like the first couple minutes of it, where I kind of talk to myself in the morning and I hear myself kind of help me getting energized throughout the day. But even though I start with that conversation, then I jump into my affirmations, and then I jump into my value statement, and then I jump into my new money story. So there's a series of things that I share within my personal money mantra, which was why it's like 10 minutes long of me just speaking through it, because I wanted to be able to hear my voice as I say it. And speaking of which, I recorded that like 3 years ago. So it's time for me to do a new one. It's time for me to do a new one, or maybe even revamp what I did before, because some of those stories may not necessarily still be 100% true, or it could be that it's time for it to be upgraded or replaced, or maybe even more added on. So maybe what I'll do when I get some time is create, maybe when I'm redoing the affirmations and saying them for myself from this book, because of course we have the audio that we can hear Lisa Nichols say, but then we also we can read it for ourselves inside of the book. But to save time, to be more empowering, I think it's powerful to be able to hear it in your own voice as well. So when I go back and when I record the visualizations throughout this book, I can probably add that update to my list of things to add on to, which is redoing my whole money mantra video, which will mean it'll probably be longer than 10 minutes going forward. All right. So Coach Root says audio is good. We up in here. Thank y'all so much. Acacia says, yes, we are. Sherry says, make sure you get your rest tonight. Thank you. I'm praying that I will. 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 Praying that I will. Lisa Smile says, I finished the book on vacay, but I still have some exercises to do from the book. Yes, absolutely. And I think after we finish our readings for the rest of this month, we're still going to have exercises that we'll have to do, because I don't think this book is intended for us to read and complete all of the exercises within a month. Because even when we think about it, this chapter that we're in now, chapter 5, with the fourth E, which is, I'm trying to remember the title of it, Endowment for a Beautiful Future. Even getting to that, before we even got to this, one of the things that Lisa Nichols says is, before you go forward, make sure that you got your whole harmony thing together. And we know that harmony can't be established overnight. We know that harmony can't be established without us putting some things into practice. I still have to do my tracking to really see how my days are going. Speaking of which, I need to go and update my calendar, because I didn't even get to really do anything that was on my calendar today because I've been so tied up in my work. So with that, I've been trying to use my calendar to really track what's happening in my day. So instead of me doing the reverse, yes, I'll have it planned. But if instead of me, how can I say this? Yes, I'll plan my week out, because you guys know on Sundays I have my planning meetings and I put everything in my calendar. But I'm going through and I'm actually having an audit of my day. So I'm updating my calendar to reflect exactly what happened, start and stop times for each of those things. So it's going to help me form data so that I can really be able to see what needs better harmony, per se, when it comes to my days, and really seeing how much time I'm having to spend on something. So Lisa Smiles, you gave a good example. I mean, you mentioned a good point by saying, you've done the readings, you listened to the entire audiobook, but you still have some exercises to do. I think we're all going to still have exercises to do, to be quite honest. And even still, we're going to continue to have to do these exercises on a continual basis. And until it's like ingrained, or until it's clicked, or until we're still going to be revisiting the work. So good point there. All right. So the affirmations were powerful, and I enjoyed the exercise around identifying those 2 or 3 things from your cultural, economic, spiritual, gender, geographic areas, those truths that you found, taking maybe 1 or 2 from all that you've identified, to see how can you recreate a new outlook on that piece by designing some affirmations, which is why Lisa Nichols kind of gave us through the examples of the correct way to do affirmations as opposed to the incorrect. She also talks about diagnosing the problem, resolving it, and then moving on to your abundant new life. I appreciated a lot of the examples that she gave within this section about the doctor, and how the doctor basically said, Lisa, we can heal this, but it's going to hurt. So I guess it was an accident or whatever that happened. But sometimes you have to get broken down. You got to go through some pain. You have to do something that you may not necessarily want to do in order to get your life, your healing, whatever it is, back in order. Divinity is in the building saying, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Divinity. So good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. Acacia is also saying, I love the graphics. Thank you so much. Trying to be a little bit optimistic and different, and so thank you, thank you, thank you. But sometimes we have to go into that space of receiving the pain before we can feel healed and whole, or before we can really get into that whole space of appreciating, accepting, living in our abundance. So I thought that that was a powerful section as well. She talked a lot about letting go of any anger, any remorse, any frustration, because even when you think that you not forgiving someone, you staying angry at someone is going to make you possibly feel a little bit more affirmed over the situation, or whatever the case may be. I think that we hold on to anger and remorse sometimes for the wrong reasons, thinking that it's going to cause pain to the other person, and it's not. I think it's so important for anyone, honestly and truthfully, to just let go of the disappointment, because how is it going to better our tomorrow? If anything, it's not, because we're still harboring energy around it. And that's energy that you can be redirecting towards something else to actually bring your life joy. So Lisa Nichols says on page 224 that you may also feel remorse or anger at yourself that you haven't yet created the life you want, a feeling that seems to be the most common among her students. You may be angry that you don't have the skills or the knowledge to be rich. Perhaps you feel you wasted your peak earning years, or simply were forced, or simply weren't focused enough in your earlier career. Now, when I think about this from my experiences, I don't think that I feel like I don't have any anger or remorse around me creating the life that I want. I feel like now I'm in a season where I'm more optimistic about realizing that I can create the life that I want. So I believe that there's a huge difference and a huge distinction there, because you can't get angry at what you don't know. So for me, it's not more so that I feel angry about it. It's like I wasn't aware. I didn't know. I didn't even know it was a possibility. So how can I be upset? But now it's like, now that I know better, I can choose how I'm going to take my days going forward to get one step closer to the life that I want to create for myself, if that makes sense. So she walks us through an exercise that's going to help us with seeing where we are and what our thought process is towards our financial prosperity journey. And it's interesting, but it's also freeing if you could allow it to be freeing for you. What I appreciated the most, which was kind of what tied into the community post this morning, the morning inspiration quote, where we talked about what Harvard did pretty much in terms of, or Harvard alumni, what they do in terms of their contributions and how they give back to their university, their alma mater. Harvard has this endowment fund. And it's like, how can we really stretch our minds to define what our financial success could actually truly represent. And it's funny because I think when I was in college, I did like a project on an endowment or something like that. I can't even remember, but we created like this calendar or something along those lines and use the proceeds to contribute towards the endowment fund at my school at the time. And that reminded me of that project when I read this piece about their good works have helped create an endowment fund. And this is essentially cash and assets that when it's invested, it generates an ongoing flow of earnings and dividends that fund virtually anything that the institution wants to do. When you think about your financial success, when you think about how you want your life to be supported by, how you want your wants to be supported by, what are you thinking that you can put in place to allow that to happen? This may seem like a stretch question. It may seem like a trick question, but it's not a trick question. It's really just to get us to think further about how we can treat our own financial life like an endowment fund. What contributions are you putting in? And the key is, what contributions are you putting in so that it generates the cash flow? It's not just about you putting in, but it's also about it creating and increasing based on what you put in. And not just monetary, it could be non-monetary as well. So I want to challenge you guys to just think about that. Think about how you can create your own endowment fund. And if you need to see a different version of the definition, if you need to see an example of what that looks like, just do a Google search. Just do a Google search and you can see a lot of nonprofit organizations as well as educational institutions. They have endowment funds because a lot of times they can't solely rely on the actual activities of tuition or whatever the case may be, because it may not always come in. Enrollment may drop, donations may drop. So they have to have another way to still be able to fund the operations, fund their projects, fund the things that they want to be able to do, and still serve as a value add to the community. So a lot of times you'll see a lot of nonprofits or educational institutions that'll have endowment funds. All right, y'all, I'm not going to stay for a little bit too long. I'm going to be completely honest. I am a little tired, but I appreciated the story too that Lisa Nichols shared about one of her students, Nulu, and the book that she wrote. I don't even know if it's available. I said I was going to check and see if it's like available on Amazon or something. The book that the student wrote, Go Girl, Success Principles for Women. Let me see if I can find it right now. Success Principles for Women. Okay, I don't see it on Amazon, so maybe it's only available in Africa. I'm not sure, but I don't see it on Amazon. But nonetheless, her story was powerful, and just thinking about how she just focused on one thing at a time, and she focused on the relationships that she was building, and she focused on the mission that she wanted to be able to achieve and attain. And it just ended up not really seeking, but attracting people who wanted to be a part of it and people who wanted to support it. And so she got like all of this support from the different people in politics, Barack Obama plans to invest in the future of Africa through this Young African American initiative. So it was just a lot that happened inside of this book and inside of this chapter. So the last thing that we're going to close out with is the last question that pretty much closed out our readings for today, which is, what career, passionate pursuit, charitable works, or valuable connections could you add to your financial nest egg to create a Harvard-style endowment that supported anything you wanted to do? Anything you wanted to do. Let's just really think about that. Let's just really think about that. Connections, charitable work, passionate pursuits, career, maybe even other things that you may not be thinking about right now that you could add to your financial nest egg to begin creating your own endowment fund. We have to be willing to define what that's going to look like for us. We have to be willing to define what that looks like for us. Okay. Acacia says you're doing good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Acacia. Acacia also says get some hot tea, honey, and lime and a good meal. Let me tell y'all something. See, this is the kind of day I had because I didn't even get to partake in none of this. But let me tell y'all what happened. 10 something this morning. It was probably like 10, 20, 10, 15, something around those lines. I get a ding, my doorbell rings. And I'm like, who in the world is at the door? So I hear like something got placed down. So I said, oh, maybe it's a package. Maybe something I ordered or something. I don't know. I said, maybe it's a package. Maybe something just getting delivered. So I peep out the door. I crack the door open and I peep out the door. And I see Chef Joe running back into his car. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And he turned around once he got to the car and he was like, he did like, I'm bowing like y'all can see me, but he just did a little bow thing. He was just like, thank you so much. He said, I sent you a text message, but my phone had been on do not disturb. So I didn't even see it. I didn't get the notification. So I didn't know, but he was like, I sent you a text message, but I opened the door and it was a tray of food. A tray of food on my porch. So I didn't even get to touch it. I was so grateful, so honored, but I had to jump onto a meeting. So and then I've been working ever since, and I didn't even get to partake in it at all. But I'm just so grateful for Chef Joe and the meals, because now I can warm up that for my dinner while I finish working downstairs, and then just try to focus on getting some rest, really. But yes, Chef Joe is a huge blessing. I know he had Coach Root, he's gonna be getting back to you too as well. He said that he's gonna be getting back to you very soon. And then what else? Yeah, so that's just been the blessing. So now I got some good old food that I can eat. My stomach is starting to growl just thinking about it, because actually I have not eaten all day, which is not very good. But I'm trying to help work with these boundaries, just trying to get through this week. Honestly and truthfully, I'm just trying to get through tax season, to be honest. I'm trying to tell you, it's getting crazy. But nonetheless, that's all I have for you guys for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know this is a relatively short live stream for tonight. Thank you for bearing with the audio only for today. Prayerfully, we'll be back in action on camera tomorrow. I have a completely full day tomorrow as well. Meetings back to back, work to do. So we shall see. Lisa Smile says Chef Joe be on it. Yes, he does. Acacia says Chef Joe got it going on. Yes, he does. Y'all please follow my brother on Instagram, sir_Joseph Reinhardt, or on TikTok, Joseph Reinhardt 1 for sure. Lisa H says, God bless Chef Joe. Yes, y'all bless my brother. Y'all bless my brother. Sherry says, go ahead, Chef Joe. He is on it. Yes, he is on it. Culture Root says, Chef Joe always come through. He always come through when I least expect it. Always come through. Acacia says, 10:01, I would have been in that bag. 10:01, I would have been in that bag. Oh my gosh. Hilarious. Coach Root says, go eat, Coach Sophia. Thank you so much. Lisa Smile says also, so we appreciate you. If you ever need a day off, it's okay. Thank you so much, Lisa Smile. Coach Root says, blessing and abundance all. Lisa Smiles laughing at Acacia. Lisa H says, thank you, Sophia. You're so welcome. Coach Root laughing at Acacia too. Tracy Ann says, Sophia, you worked that hard that you couldn't even take 1 minute to take a bite of Chef Joe's deliciousness. Yes, 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 Lord, I ain't take no break today. None. None. Take care of yourself. Amen. Thank you, Tracy Ann. Acacia says, slide to that like button, family. Oh, thank you so much, Acacia. Thank you so much. Lisa Smile says, make sure you take 10 minutes to go outside in between meetings tomorrow. Oh, my meetings is tight. Like my meetings are so tight that I can't even go to my, there's I think a treatment planning meeting that's for my mom tomorrow. And I told him, I said, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make tomorrow's meeting because I have conflicts, with my work schedule. And I don't even know if they replied back because I haven't been able to check nothing, but I'm pretty sure they wrote me back because the team that's caring for my mom, they're very responsive, and I just appreciate that they keep me included. But it'd be like that sometimes. Okay, Divinity says, get some rest, Sophia, and good night. Thank God for Chef Joe. Yes, thank God for Chef Joe. Thank God for Chef Joe. I can't wait for us to be able to do something together and we can just have I'm going to have the whole thing catered with Chef Joe meals, and we just going to have us a good old time. A good old time. Okay, so we will continue on our readings. Our reading assignment for tomorrow is going to be pages 231 through 240. Can you believe we're almost 24 days in? This is awesome. This is awesome. So we'll be reading the next 10 pages and then we will continue forward. I want to remind you that your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. And y'all already know what I'm going to tell you to do. And that's what? Get to work and stay in the work. Thank y'all so much for your support and for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.
The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melonē. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia